You are looking at a 2021 Mazda 3 hatchback. It is a 2.5 turbo with the Premium Plus package and all-wheel drive. The color is stunning. It's called Soul Red Crystal Metallic, and the interior is black with perforated leather, and on the inside of the perforations there's a little red outline. So very nice, subtle touch. The fuel economy on this car is 23 in the city and 31 highway, or it uses 3.8 gallons per 100 miles. Some of the engine and mechanical features: it's a I-ACTIV 2.5 liter dual overhead cam turbo engine, has 227 horsepower and 310 pounds-feet of torque. It has 18-inch black alloy wheels. The tire size is 215/45 by 18. The front headlights are LED signature illumination. The rear LED signature illumination and active driving display. Adaptive front lighting system and heated exterior mirrors. The driver's seat has two memory settings. They are also heated front seats and heated steering wheel. It has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. The rear seats do a 60/40 split fold down, which is very easy to access, as you can see here. It is a push to start engine. The total MSRP on this car is $35,500, and in that range you're getting close to a Mercedes A220 Matic. So the question is this the better car? So it's my final day with the Mazda 3. I've actually really enjoyed this thing. I took a different approach this time to reviewing the car. Instead of giving like initial thoughts on it and start talking about it on camera right away, I decided to drive it just like my normal everyday driver, learn the controls, learn what I don't like and do like, and then give you just a more educated response, as opposed to sometimes when I do those initial drives, I say things that are incorrect. I just think this is a better way to do it. Also, if you're interested in Mazda, I have the new Miata coming later today that I'm swapping out, so just swapping out press cars right now. If you like hatchbacks, I had the Veloster N review. Click that card at the top of your screen, but this thing is beautiful, and this is the premium. This is like the highest end package. This is a $35,000 car. Has great power, which I was surprised. Here's a look at the interior. Love the steering wheel. Very simple, sporty. The gauge cluster is a semi-digital gauge cluster, which is my favorite right now, but it has low tire pressure, so I'm gonna take it to get filled up, and then I'm gonna clean it up and fill it with gas. That way the next person who takes the car has a full tank. Brief look at the interior of the car. There's leather everywhere. You got leather here, which is really nice. Leather steering wheel. This is like plasticky leather, but still soft. Leather here with orange blue stitching. Leather. This is hard plastic. Nice leather seats. And the seats actually have some like a red tint to them of some sort, but it's a really nice place to be. Back seat's a little tight, as you can see in the clip that I'm showing. So in that clip, I am sitting comfortable for me, sitting right behind myself. So the back is a little bit cramped. Also, golf club test. I put in my standard set of clubs. I fold this seat down, I just press it forward so my clubs fit diagonally, and that's how that goes. So they can't fit unless you pull out your driver 3 wood. But let's take it for a drive, because I've really enjoyed this car as a daily driver. The sound system has a BOSE sound system, and that has been great. It's an impressive package, like no doubt. It has about 230 horsepower, 310 foot-pounds of torque. It does 0 to 60 in 5.9 seconds, which is faster than a Mercedes A220 Matic. And if you were to ask me, like, Ben, would you rather have the Mercedes A220 or would you rather have this Mazda? I'd rather have the Mazda. The reason for that is because at an entry-level Mercedes, you're paying for the badge. You're not necessarily paying for getting a nice luxury car. Mercedes luxury, their true luxury, I think you could argue it starts with the C-Class, but truly starts with the E-Class. And if I had to pick between the two, I would take the Mazda over the Mercedes. Couple things to look at down here. There's a sport button here, makes shifting more aggressive, also changes the induction sound. We will test that shortly. One thing that's been annoying in my week with this car is this auto hold here. I'll explain this. Is when you come to a stop in the car, like at a stoplight, and you take your foot off the brake, the car will automatically hold. Hence the name, auto hold. And then the parking brake, this is what's been annoying to me. Every time I go and I put the car, like, put it into drive, now it's not doing it now, but after it's been parked for a while, this is always on, and I go to hit the gas and the car like cranks up in the back because the e-brake's on. So that's been annoying. I'm sure there's a way to turn that off in here. I haven't dug that deep. Just something that annoyed me, but maybe fixable. Also, I like their design language across the front. Like, look how simple this is. You just have a couple buttons here to play with. Turn the air conditioning on or off. We definitely need it on in Phoenix. This is for the air circulation coming from the outside. This is coming from the inside. Turning the air, how fast you want it to blow, higher or lower, AC on off. Heated seats, both sides, heated steering wheel. It's simple. It's got everything you need. Over here, we have 2 memory settings for the driver's seat. The driver's seat is a powered seat. The passenger seat is a manual seat. For $35,000, I wish they were both power. Just something to be aware of. Some other things here. This is for your surroundings of the car. If you put your turn signal on, if this button is on, it's going to say, hey, there's someone in your blind spot, be cautious. This, when you click it, some monitors come up here, which is really nice. This display is beautiful and responsive. High resolution cameras all around the car. You can see that it's showing me the curve over to the right, which is right over there. Yeah, so it just gives you 3 different options of views on the screen there. This is parking sensors, traction control. Again, not a ton of buttons. And also if you want to change that info, you're able to change it. There's all kinds of simple functionality in this car that I really enjoy. If you want to move the center console up, you grab this button here, slides up, slides back. There's a look in the center console. USB port there, USB port there. I wish it had USB-C. I'm sure it's coming in their future models. It's a solid car, but let's go take it for a drive. Okay, so we're gonna do a little acceleration test just to show you, like, just to get an induction sound. It sounds really nice. And it's also all-wheel drive. Just sounds so good. And I also didn't know that this car came in all-wheel drive. So when I was looking at the list of options that are on it, I was really surprised. I was driving it initially thinking, man, this feels really good for front-wheel drive. Now keep in mind, the power in this car is not equal on all Mazda 3s. The base model Mazda 3 hatchback comes with 184 horsepower and 184 pounds-feet of torque. So just understand that the base model is different than this upgraded model. The leather's different, the engine's different. Just something to keep in mind. And honestly, like, I know if you're trying to get a car on a budget, you're not exactly thinking about power. But as far as safety and like merging onto highways, and if you need to pass someone, you're not like constantly having to floor the car. Having a car that can accelerate confidently at half throttle, to me, it doesn't have to be the performance version. I wish they made a Mazda Speed 3. That would be amazing if they brought that back. Something to look at when you're buying a car is you need to check the power out. I think a lot of people don't, and they're like, oh, it's a good deal, the car looks amazing, but then it has these little 3-cylinder or 4-cylinder engines, and you get in it, and you have a car full of people, and it's very sluggish and slow. And that's why I think having a little bit of extra power, and especially the torque that this thing has, the torque will pull you at any gear at any speed you're going. It has 300 foot-pounds, which is more than my Focus ST had stock. So that's why I think this is a surprisingly good grand touring car. This is not like a high-performance sport hatchback. It's a great grand tour, good for long road trips, and great for good fuel efficiency. So that's something to consider when you're looking at the price difference in the models. I would say for this, go with the bigger engine. So something cool that just happened, a notification came up and it's showing the Dodge Challenger in front of me, and it's showing that, hey, you are close to this car. So just popping up on the screen here, I think you can see it. Just a nice feature to have, like, as you're getting used to the car. And this pops up because it does have a surprisingly long hood. Just another nice safety feature that I don't know that I've seen in any other cars, where it pops up and says, hey, here's a visual on where you stand. So my closing thoughts on the Mazda Speed 3 hatchback, it's perfectly simple. It has all of the controls you need. It's not trying to be anything other than a Mazda. Mazda's in a weird forgotten about place, I feel like. You always hear about Honda, you always hear about Toyota. Mazda's being overlooked right now, and I don't know that that's totally fair. I mean, they're just not trying to be anything other than themselves, and I really like that. I don't see anything that they're trying to steal from other manufacturers. You could maybe argue that this little knob and this screen is similar to BMW, but the quality is very good for the price point. I'm not saying $35,000 is a cheap car. I'm just saying There's a lot that this comes with that when you look at the entry level, if you're like, man, I'd like to have a BMW 2 Series, or I'd like to have a Mercedes A Series or something like that, you're getting so little for the money you're gonna spend on this car. Whereas the Mazda, you're going to get a car that is quicker, it has all-wheel drive, it has luxury features. You're not trying to like squeeze into the entry level of a higher end luxury brand, and I really like that about this car. I really love the all-wheel drive system, to be honest with you. I was just totally caught off guard by that. Just the grip, and you're able to put the power down. I just really enjoy this thing, and it's not even my type of car. I'm always into performance-oriented cars. I have a BMW M2 with a manual transmission, and I have a Tesla Model Y. But not that that's a performance car, but it is 4.8 to 60. It is quick. So this isn't even my type of car, but for someone that likes hatchbacks, you want fuel efficiency, you want power, and you want to have luxury features with simplicity, this does all of that. And if you're in an area where it snows, you have all-wheel drive. It's a safe car. I really like it. And they did a nice job in simplifying the interior in the very complicated high-tech world that we're in. Mazda has done a nice job, and they don't deserve to be overlooked. So next time you're considering a car, go test drive a Mazda, go check it out. I'm not being paid to say that in any way. I just like to, when people are searching for a car and they don't explore their options, that drives me crazy, because it's usually the second largest purchase you make in your life next to a house, and you're just like, yeah, I'm just gonna get this, like, instead of exploring what other manufacturers have done. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Mazda Miata coming next. Cannot wait for that thing. And we'll see you next time. Please like the video. If you like these reviews, please like the video. That helps me out, and consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. We're closing in on 50,000 subscribers, and I want you to be a part of that movement. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.